Hello everyone, my name is Angeline Leung and this is my Module 5, Understanding My Community. It is called August Boger Junior High. The customs and ideas and attitudes that my school district have is that they're very in tune with their vision to create an environment where students can succeed regardless of their social economic background. We have a model where growth mindset is where we would like the students to be at, and the 3 Bs being safe, being respectful, and being responsible. The habits of the community are that most of them are working class, and many of the families can work more than 40 hours a week. There are two sides of our community, the side where they're multi-million-dollar homes, and there are sides where families are renting rooms from homeowners. The population in San Jose, California is largely composed of Hispanic families, but we also have a mix of an Asian community consisting of Vietnamese, Chinese, Filipino, and Middle Eastern families. Change are slowly being accepted by the community at this time due to the fact that the school has been bringing awareness for the need of student improvement. And so far, the community has been very receptive of the changes that we are slowly making. Our population. The educational level in San Jose, California is 22% has no high school diploma, 15% does, 22 have some college units, and 21% has a bachelor's degree. The median age here in San Jose is 32 years old. The gender population is 49% female and 51% male. Most of the occupations here consist of a household average income of $83,749. The median income between the ages 25 and 44 years old is about $62,418 per year. There is a percentage of 68% white collar versus 31% blue collar employees here in San Jose. The nationality that consists most of the population in San Jose is 68% Hispanic, 19% Asian, and 3% African American. The way we communicate with our families, there's several ways that we do that. There's a paper trail where teachers and administrators send home information via paper in English and Spanish, and in various cases in Vietnamese as well. There is a Power School, a program that we use that allows parents to have access to their students' grades or their child's grades and allow parents to communicate with the teacher and administrators if needed. We also use phone and text. Parents and teachers can communicate via phone call or via texting, and same goes for administrators to families. Email is another form of communication that works really well in our community. Many families listen to the news on the radio or via TV, and since the majority of our family speaks more comfortably in their primary language, we have interpreters for teachers and parents to utilize during meetings. The community groups that we have around us, we have YMCA, the Moose Lounge, and the Tech Museum. A lot of these community groups help the school bring the community together and allows us to go on to field trips and educate students on things that are outside of the classroom. We have the curriculum director, math coaches, and the librarian that influences our curriculum and textbooks, as well as some of our policies. Some of the informal and formal groups that we have at our site is the school site council, our leadership team consisting of teachers and students, and our PTSA consisting of parents, teachers, students as well. Currently, there is no problem organizations that affect our school. The board of directors meet monthly to go over important policies or regulations that needed to be discussed and eventually inform back to the school of their decisions. The people who influence the most in our school district is, of course, the superintendent. Ms. Ingle, our curriculum director, Mrs. MacArthur, and the board of directors. The people that are influenced are, of course, the principals, but at particularly August Boger, Mrs. Cruz, the teachers, communities, as well as students. There is a hierarchy of authority at August Boger and at our school district, and everyone is required to follow the right channels with their questions and requests. If the principal cannot answer our question, she will then reach out to a superior that can help us with that answer, but we would need to go through the principal first before doing that. Our leaders' characteristics. Our community leaders are very calm and logical people. They're really easy to talk to and really easy to approach. Depending on the situation, they'll be able to handle it professionally and follow the right protocols. Since we are a very small district, we only have 5 schools in our district, the access to higher command is always available via phone or email. And every principal is very knowledgeable and knows about or has access to informational sources outside the school. So if they do not personally have the connection, they will be able to direct us to someone that can help us. The economic conditions in San Jose, California. Many people who live in San Jose either works in business, technical companies, or retail. Many people drive to work or use the VTA system. The employment stability here is pretty stable. I have not yet heard parents not having a job or having a difficulty time finding a job. The hourly wage here is $10.30. The land use is mostly residential, surrounded by hills, since we're at the foothills. The property value of a home can be up to $1 million, and the sales tax is 8.75%. Our district business office is right on August Boger's campus, which is really convenient for parents and families. It is open Monday through Friday at 7:30 through 4:30 p.m. Our political structure. It is a very difficult thing to do to separate politics from education. In many cases, at our school, education is dependent on politics, what's being passed, what regulations we have to now follow. So it's pretty hard to separate politics from education. More money is, of course, spent at the state and local level on education than any other function of government, but some of our schools receive the Title I funding from the government, whereas some of our schools don't. My school in particular do not. We have the LCAP funds that we can utilize, or we fundraise the rest. Our school do have a new gym and is able to beautify our campus this current year through generous organizations that are willing to donate the money to us and help us maintain and keep our school beautiful and clean. The San Jose property value currently is $843,200, and the California property value is about $1 million. There are a couple of social tensions at our school. There have been about 3 cases since school started where there were interracial confrontations, and it was mostly between the Hispanic students and the African American students. There are a couple of gangs that surround our community. The majority Hispanics are either in Norteños or Sureños. The African American community are either in Crips or Blood. And the Asian community have Asian boys, Asian warriors, and Asian gangsters. Now, not everybody are in gangs, but those are the gangs that are associated within our San Jose. Many of the cliques and discrimination are caused by racial and cultural differences between peers, or it can be caused by misunderstanding. And here are some extra sources of information. All students' records are protected by FERPA, the Family Educational Rights of Privacy Act. Questionnaires are given to students based on their teacher's preference. It can be done via Google Forms or by hand. All contact can be found on our website. This includes teacher websites, email, board meeting agendas and minutes, as well as the staff inventory. The board of directors are very dedicated. They get involved in school activities and are very supportive of the district's mission and values. This supports the PSEL Standard 10A, an institute manages and monitor operations and administrative systems that promote the mission and vision of the school. Our power structures here, the community influence. Parents have quite a bit of influence on decision making. The board of directors also has power and the authority to reject or accept proposals made by schools. And of course, the principal and district office has a positive relationship, which is wonderful since they communicate very well together. We do have some multicultural, in our school. The dress code is uniform. We have blue, khaki, and white as our color code. The high population of Spanish and Asian speaking families are, of course, really high. The openness of multicultural community at August Boker is also very high. We have a zero period which students can learn about cultural awareness. Teachers are allowed to discuss various cultures and traditions in the classroom. School news are written and messages can be left in Spanish, Vietnamese, or English. And students are encouraged to share their personal cultural experiences in the classroom, as well as teachers as well. This supports the PSEL Standard 2D, safeguarding and promoting the values of democracy, individual freedom, and responsibility, equity, social justice, community, and diversity. Here's some more information about power structure. At our school, the decisions are made collaboratively. People come together to discuss and come to a consensus on what is best for either the student, the school, or teacher. We do have rewards and consequences. We give out Boger bucks when we spot students being respectful, being safe, being responsible. And every other Friday, there is a store where they can purchase materialistic things like books or pencils, things that they might need. Or they can save it for a big reward at the end of the semester. We also have a consequence protocol where the first is the warning. Then there's a reflective paper where students are given at the second warning to reflect on what rule it is that they broke and why they broke it and how they can fix it from now on. Now, if that doesn't work, there's a call home. If that still doesn't work and the behavior still is consistent, if that is a referral to the office and ultimately a meeting with the parent about this child's behavior. We also encourage conflict negotiation and productivity in solving problems, talking to students one-on-one or sitting students down to have them talk to each other in a safe environment is, a way we teach our students to be able to use their words versus their fists to solve problems. And this supports the PSEL Standard 7B, empowering and trusting teachers and the staff with the collective responsibility for meeting the academic, social, emotional, and physical needs of each student, pursuant to the mission, vision, and core values of the school. Public opinion. Currently, the public opinion of our school is not great nor bad. Our test scores in English are good, but low in math. The teachers are educated on the data given to the schools on student state scores, and from there collaborate to find out what we need to do to help our students succeed. When the student achievement starts to rise, we hope that will slowly change the public opinion about our school in a more positive way. This supports the ISTE standard, collaborating to establish metrics, collect and analyze data to interpret the results, and share the findings to improve staff performance and student learning. Now, we also give public opinion surveys. The surveys are given to the community yearly. It's not necessarily just to parents, but it's to people living in our community, students, teachers as well, to inform the school what is working well, what they would like to improve, and what they would like to change about our school. The data collected from these surveys allow us to really think about what it is that we can continue to work on. What is it that parents and students in our communities really seeing that's working well, and we can give these surveys via Google Forms or in written form. These are my works cited. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you very much.